Hello, as you can see, Maze of Millenia finally got it. I ordered these online, so they just came in, but also there was a bit of a delay because of the snow that was happening here. But yeah, here we are with Maze. I'm just gonna start opening it now, but kind of disappointing. It's not like the worst side set, but the reprints aren't really like amazing or anything. There is like Bonfire, but that's the only thing worth anything. Luckily I did get these for I believe 66.95 I think a box. But right now they're like way more expensive. Because obviously if you want to play meta, you're running 3 bonfires, and it's like what 5 a case I believe is the ratio overall. So really bad. But yeah, this unironically might be one of the better sets so far because Phantom Nightmare revealed its rarities. They're not really that great, but they have some meta cards. But okay, Buzz King right off the top, that's pretty good. But yeah, Phantom Nightmare is coming out pretty soonish, like 2 weeks. I know sneak peek is like next week or so, but not really exciting when we saw the rarities like Populous and Promethean Princess, like the 2 biggest chase cards are both ultras, so they're probably gonna be relatively easy to pull. So there's not really much of a worry about not pulling it since they're not secrets, and every core box has like 2 secrets and 4 ultras on average. But even then, in terms of value, it's kind of looking like Duelist Nexus. And I know I'm talking about Phantom Nightmare, even though I am opening Maze of Millenia right now. But, I mean, at this point, people have already seen the Maze opening, so I'm just kind of seeing what I can pull from here. Obviously, I want Bonfires, sorry. I don't know if I want to play them or not. Technically, if I want to play meta, sure, I would play them. Okay, well, right off the bat, that's pretty good. That's pretty good! That's crazy! I got 4 boxes of this, and I got the QCR. By the way, I'm pretty sure it's like, what? I think like 1 QCR a case or something like that. 1 or 2? But, man, that's crazy. Actually, let me take a closer look at this. That looks super cool. I do like the alt art for Junk Warrior. I am annoyed that it's only in the QCR. Because then why? And also, why only 1 QCR? They should have done more. Like, if they do both Collector's Rare and QCR, I think that would be a lot better. But, I mean, I guess it is what it is, but still. I know there are some cool stuff in this set. The Earthbound stuff is currently being talked about as, like, a potentially viable deck. I think it's not really, maybe not paired, but more of, like, running alongside other stuff. Like, maybe, I don't know, like Earthbound Runic or something. I don't know. Ahsoka Pillar, not terrible. This is kind of a cool set though, because they do have some nice reprints like the Rescue Aid stuff, even though Hydrant is very short printed. And they have like Jet Synchron as well. They also have like the new cards, which are from the 5Ds show. Yusei's Duel in the jail. Photon Delta Wing. That's not a bad ultra actually. They could be even worse. And then the Flame Swordsman stuff, the new TCG Premier deck. Whoops. I don't know if it's good. I heard local Infernoble players say like you can play it in that deck, but I'm pretty sure you wouldn't because the deck is fine as it is now. There's no point really splashing in the Flame Swords and stuff. But it is cool to see like these older cards from like DM era and whatnot getting like these cool retrains. I think that's something that we should be getting a little bit more of. And side sets is unironically like the best place to put it, right? Like you're not really putting it in core sets. But Flame Swords Realm, the only problem is we don't get support until the OCG gets the prints for them. So then once like the Gate Guardian stuff, well, I guess we have in lead, but I think they already have the Gate Guardian stuff now because like they have Dark Guardian coming out in what do you call it? Legacy of Destruction, I believe, is when that card comes in. But yeah, it's not until the OCG gets the TCG Premier cards that we get now. And then once they get it, they'll get new support for the cards that are actually good. But otherwise, this card's actually funny too. I think it's from GEX, I believe, but it's really bad. It needs the new rainbow to make it. I don't know. Like, I'm not against opening this set. This is still better than Valiant Smashers. Even after the new support was just announced for Mementos, Valmancas, and Centurions, which Mementos got their second wave of support, and it's like okay. Stone Sweeper was nice. And then Valmancas and Centurions got their first wave of support now. But even then, like, from what I've heard, they're not, like, crazy, right? Like, Mementos, their end board is still not really great. Like, it's not as a bad card. Harmonic Synchro is also a cool card. It's not that they're bad per se, but it's more of like they don't really make the decks like crazy good. I guess mementos are technically playable, but no one's realistically gonna play that deck, honestly. Maybe they'll try it as like a rogue strategy, but it still doesn't really do much. Your board is still just a 5k beater, and that's pretty much about it. But yeah, I know people were very excited for that, and then they just ended up basically flopping. Legacy of Destruction is not looking like a crazy great set right now, but we are in quarter 1 and 2. We are going to be approaching... We're in quarter 1 now, approaching quarter 2, so... maybe there's more potential, but I think they've pretty much announced like almost all the cards. But upcoming sets in the TCG at least, other than Phantom Nightmare, we have the Battles of Legends reprint at the end of February, which... unfortunately isn't that crazy because it's just going to be like, what, last time we had the box sets, like Legendary Duelist Season 3, I believe, where Magician's Soul was super short printed. And then we have like the Rarity Collection 2, which I don't know how to feel about that. Like higher MSRP, I guess, yeah, you technically pull more cards and stuff, like the better foils, but like, they've already printed, like, most of the staples in Rarity Collection 1. Rarity Collection 2 has some good staples and stuff, but, I mean, if you look at the cards, like, it's, like, Access Code and, like, Appaloosa, both of which, like, if you're running in your deck, you're running it pretty much as a one-of. Jurassic Draw. I think that's pretty much it for this box. I think the rest are probably just supers. Yeah, I think it is. I think it's, like, 4 Ultras a box for Maze. And that's about it. But, hey, I pulled a Junk Warrior. That's pretty good. Oh! And the Hydrant, too! That's crazy! So there are short prints in this set. For Ultras, Triple Tactics Thrust is definitely short printed. I think it's like on average, I think like, what's it, like, I think 2 a case on average. I think that was the math or something. I would have to look back on it. But, yeah, Hydrants are really bad. I know, other Yu-Gi tubers like MCole40 covered it, where someone opened and shared their data on like 79 cases. And it was really bad. Like, Hydrants, they only pulled 299 Hydrants out of 79 cases. Which is crazy, by the way. Because that's just basically one... That's like, what? Like 2, 3 Hydrants or something a case? Maybe like 3 point something, I guess. I'm, like, doing the math totally wrong. Maybe it's a little more than that. I think it's like maybe 5, 6, more likely. Or maybe 4. Maybe 4.5, or some whatever number. But basically... you're barely pulling like a full playset per case, and it's a super rare, by the way. A super rare being short printed is really bad, and obviously Rescue Ace needs Hydrant, right? You're running like 3 of them in general. And then obviously Triple Tactics Thrust, right? Everyone's excited for that, but unfortunately it is short printed. Although Triple Tactics Thrust, while a good card, I don't think it's seeing as much play as it was before. I think people are not really citing them anymore, but maybe things will change. Our transaction rollback, super good. 5 Ultras, is that normal? That was the last pack in the box, what the hell? Okay, good so far, yeah, this is actually great. If I was buying Maze boxes at the prices now, yeah, it would be pretty hard neg, but I mean, this is pretty good. Buzz King, transaction rollback, and then, the Junk Warrior QCR. Pretty good. That's the common. And then all the foils in the 1 Hydrant. That's super good. Alright. Next box up. I have 3 more boxes. I mean, I don't know how I feel. Like, I feel like it's a weird choice making the Junk Warrior the only QCR in the set. Maybe they could have done more, because, I mean, we are in the last year for the QCRs technically, because once Legacy of Destruction releases, the QCRs are technically done, because all the Magicians of Bonds and Unity will be finished, because there is only going to be 4 of them, I believe, and that'll be the last set for it. So, not really sure what they're doing. The set after Legacy of Destruction, they haven't announced anything yet, obviously, because they're still announcing stuff for, Legacy of Destruction, like, card lists. I believe it's just, like, what, I think, like, 2, 3 more cards or something. Like, they're pretty much almost done. But I don't know. I mean, this side set still feels kind of bad to open, because you're basically wanting to open Bonfire in order to get your money back and stuff. But I mean, the stuff like transactions, like, I think right now, like, the boxes are 85 if not 90 a box, so like a transaction rollback, while really good, is essentially half the value of the box, right? Bonfire is meanwhile 105, 110 right now. At one point, I think they were 120, but then they quickly got like repopulated and stuff. But yeah, because of how meta. Let me rephrase that. Because of how necessary it is to run Bonfire, especially with the new like Snake Eyes Populous that's coming out, and the how you're running with the Wanted engine as a whole, I think Bonfires obviously you see more meta play, but I think the problem is that not many people are opening this set, and then at the prices now, there's not really a point because your chances of negging is even more. I still don't think it's worth opening at the prices now. I think as a whole, this set is like, I don't know, I think it should be like 60 at the very most. Even though Bonfire is very good, it's like the overall value just doesn't really match what you're going to be paying for. I know locals around me, like, they've had boxes like 75 to like, 85 or 90 or whatever, but it still doesn't really feel good to open it. I mean, again, yeah, there's cool reprints like the Ultra stuff. I guess if you've always wanted to play that, cool. Wow! Damn! Okay. This is crazy. Okay, so Ultra Rare Buzz King, CR Buzz King, super cool. I think this card is actually very good. I don't know if you'll see as much meta play, but I think it's very good. You can't run in like the horse. If you're running the horse engine or package, I mean, you can technically run the Buzz King because it is just 2 rank 8s. And it's just a rip from the opponent's extra deck, which is always really nice, right? It's kind of like Unicorn, but I don't know, probably worse. Bumbuku is a good reprint. I really should be talking more about these cards. But yeah, Bumbuku, really good. I remember when this spiked up, because the OCG, I believe a deck had won. I don't know what it is. I don't know if they call it regionals. They probably do. But I think like at a big tournament, someone won with the Magic Specters. And this was, I want to say Photon Hypernova. I don't remember. But yeah, someone won with them. And then Bumbuko's got bought out. And it only ever had 2 printings, both as ultra rares. So it's good to see I finally got a reprint now, but I feel like it was a little late. Like, they could have easily reprinted. Also, this card is literally a common in the current OTS season, OTS 23. So, kind of weird to see a reprint here. Again, like, there are other cards you could be reprinting instead, but they just do stuff like Gate 0. At least I'm pretty sure Gate 0 is the one that is in the OTS pack, unless there's another Gate card. I'm not really sure. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is, I guess, right? I mean, Bonfire is so highly sought after, so I guess the prices reflect that, but still feels just really bad. Technically I do need Bonfires, but I really do not want to pay 100 plus. I mean, I already have like the Wanted engine, yeah, and I managed to do that just by pulling the cards, but still, if you're not like lucky or you're not buying sealed product or even packs, then it's like you have to buy it. And if you're buying it, you're spending a lot of money. Like, it's like a 3 Bonfires, 3 Wanted, like, I guess 1 Bellstar, 1 original Sinful Spoils. Like, you're spending 500 plus for the entire engine. It is generic. You can technically splash in, like, a lot of different decks, but obviously everyone's just running with, like, Fire King, because that's, like, the deck that uses, like, the best in general. But, I mean, what can you do, right? Like, the meta is always going to be expensive. People like to say, like, they wish, like, the meta was less expensive, but, I mean, that's just not going to be the case. The best decks are always going to have the more expensive cards because, I mean, that's just how it is. Like, I don't know when the last time a meta happened where it was pretty cheap. What, we had, like, the Cash Tier format, the Tier Limit format, like, even Despian Sword Soul before from, like, 2 years, like, stuff like that. The formats were pretty relatively expensive because, you know, like, the cards that you were playing, the cards that you needed, they just spike up in price. I mean, staples do help, but, I mean, in terms of playing budget, I feel like that shouldn't even be a worry. If you're just trying to compete, like, just play whatever deck. Like, you don't have to play the most expensive deck. We're in a fairly diverse format now. Yes, there are, like, the best decks, like Fire King, Rescue and Labyrinth, with the Transnatural Rollback stuff, and the Rumple Twofold that's going to come out. But, I just feel like it doesn't really matter about playing meta. Just kind of play the game for fun. Who cares? Like, if you're trying to play competitive, like, I don't know, get your Nats invites, and then maybe get into Worlds if you're good enough. Sure, yeah, you are going to be playing, like, the meta decks with, like, the best cards you can, which means it's gonna be pretty expensive, but I think you can still do relatively well if you're playing, like, rogue deck. Like, Exorcist is, unironically, not the worst deck this format. Like, its Graveyard Hate really can kill Fire Kings at times, because they could just go Astrofield, or even, or Cascatel on your turn, and then just shuts off your Graveyard plays. But Also but the problem is obviously it just dies to hand traps. But you know what you can do? It's a hand trap format. You kind of need them to stop fire king. It's not really we're not on the board breaker format anymore. We haven't really been in that since what cash tier format, I guess. But whatever. I'm sure the meta will change. Another rollback, super good. Also, I put this in on the wrong area. Okay, that was all the cards. I think I just opened the back. Okay, so that was super, super good. That is crazy. Obviously no hydrants. Yeah, not surprised. But hey, another transaction rollback. And then we got a Buzz King, an Eye of Illusion, which is super cool. I hope we get more support for the Illusion archetype, because I think that's something that I would definitely look into play. I think they look kind of fun. But we just need more support for it. And then a CR Buzz King. That is super cool. I'll just put it like this. Yeah, I think that works. Just show off like the better pulls. Alright, next box. Let's get this over with. Where can I put this? I'll put it right here. Let me just move this up. I have a weird arrangement. I should really just kind of switch where I'm doing it in my house, but I'm just lazy right now. So, yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I'm doing a box opening for Maze of Millenia. I will do another box opening video for Phantom Nightmare. Unfortunately, I did buy a case of Phantom Nightmare. And then after the rarity reveals, I realized, oh man, I am going to neg so hard. There's going to be no real value in that set. It's just going to be Duel's Nexus. Or whatever. Yeah, Duel's Nexus like 2.0. But whatever. I will do a box opening for that. I don't know if I'll do the whole case. No, I still have to figure that out. Just because I'm recording on my phone right now. So it's really awkward. Okay, not too okay. But yeah, I will do it for Phantom Nightmare as well. I just recently got a Poly Fates ETB for Pokemon, so I actually will potentially start doing Pokemon openings too. I've kind of been getting into Pokemon only because like my friends have been wanting to play Pokemon, and it's an okay game, but it's also relatively cheap to get into. So I mean, in terms of budget, like it's super nice. Unlike Yu-Gi-Oh, where it's like in general pretty expensive to even try and get to. Like, I guess there are some rogue decks that you can build at like maybe $50 or so, especially with the staples that you normally need, like having been reprinted, so they're really cheap. But Pokemon's just like way more affordable because they typically reprint like cards like fairly often, and then their bans are like they last like 2 years usually. Like it depends on the leather, but usually yeah, the bans on like certain decks or certain cards are usually like they last like 2 years before they get banned and taken out of rotation or whatever. But that's just standard. If you play expanded, I don't think it really matters. But I don't know that much about Pokemon. I just know that it's pretty affordable to get into. So it's something I've been looking into. Ancient Chat. Oops, sorry, hit the phone. Again, also some of these man, actually now I pulled this. This is a weird reprint. So this came from, I believe, Rage of Ra is what the pack was called. Because that was the same thing that had Egyptian God Slime, which at one point was $55. And then that got reprinted, obviously, in Rarity Collection, so now it's worth nothing. And I think this card is, like, the only card that was worth anything, which, I mean, it's great that it got reprinted. Like, it should be more affordable, I guess, if people want to play whatever garbage deck this is. But, like, it seems weird to reprint it now. Again, I feel like there's better ways to sell the set. I mean, obviously, people maybe buy Maze just because of bonfires and, I guess, transaction rollbacks. But there's just so many more reprints that could have gone in here. And instead, they decided to just put in random cards like Ancient Channel and stuff. Also, realistically, how many players were really playing, like, a Winged Dragon of Raw deck? Like, it's cool if you want to play it, but how many people were really going to play this deck? Like, I've been to regionals where I don't even see decks like this, like, played at all. Phoenix Gearblade. But, I mean, at least it got a reprint, so that's never a bad thing. I also know I pulled them already, but like the Horn Source and the Tri-Top-Terra, I know that's pretty popular for dinosaurs too. Not really sure what they do, but, you know, I'm glad that they got cards that are good. Yeah, Samurai Fusion. I don't know what else to say about this set. I mean, it's really just Bonfire or Bust. Haven't pulled a Bonfire yet. Fighting Flame Sword's been cool, I guess. I am... yeah, I'm like the third box in. I really do need the Bonfires. I mean, I got the CR Infection Buzz King Junk Warrior, which is super nice. I can't complain about that. That's great, but obviously I want the Bonfires. Although the question is if I... Because I play, like, competitively. I usually play my locals pretty often, and I do go to, like, regionals and stuff. And I am going to, like, the Team YCS in Vegas in late February, but... Like, I'm not, like, the super competitive type. Like, I'm not someone trying to aim for, like, Nats to eventually, like, maybe win that and then go into Worlds. I don't care about any of that. I just kind of like just playing this game in general, just kind of for fun. So, maybe I'll just sell the Bonfires if I pull them, but I know it is a really good card. People often say it's like the Rhoda, but I feel like people also forget that... Oh, Harmonic Synchro, cool. People keep calling it, like, Rhoda for Pyros, and that's true. But then I feel like I've seen some comments... think it's exactly like a Rhoda, so people have been talking about, it'll get banned eventually, or it'll get hit, which would be weird because unlike Rhoda, it's actually a hard once per turn. So I think a lot of people forget that. People just hear Rhoda and they go, oh, it's not once per turn, oh, it should be hit. People also want like the sinful spoil stuff to be hit too, which I think it's really weird. What? Okay, that's crazy. Another hydrant. That's crazy. This is so short printed. I'm not pulling Bonfires, but I'm glad I pulled another hydrant. That's pretty cool, I guess. I mean, it's not worth a lot. It's a super, it's like $5 or something, so nothing like crazy, but I mean, it is cool pulling short printed cards, I guess. Maybe I'll pull a triple Tactics Thrust. I mean, I already have my playset, but I guess it'd be cool to pull another short printed card. I think those are the two only short printed cards also. Thrust and Rescuer's Hydrant, so. It's good that stuff like Bonfire isn't short printed, because I mean, even right now at like $100+ for just a single copy. That's so much. If you're short printed, it'd be even worse. Boombuku. Woo! Alright. At this rate, I can't pull a playset though. I only got 4 boxes, and I definitely can't get any more because they all sold out. They're not like cheap and okay, there's the Bonfire, baby. Holy, that's crazy. Okay, I still need 2 more technically, but again, I have the wanted package. I mean, Populous is an Ultra, so, and I'm already getting a K, so I'll easily get my playset anyways. I'll still play that anyways, but the fact that I need Bonfires to really make the best use of it kind of sucks. But I guess, again, like I said, I do play pretty often and somewhat competitively, but I'm not, like, the most competitive player, so maybe I just sell them and play the simple engine, or the wanted engine, or whatever you want to call it, with the Populous stuff, but no Bonfires, because, I mean... like $100 a box. That is super good. Like, not $100 a box, sorry. $100 for a copy of Bonfire. That already pays. At current prices now, it pays for the box, yes. But, yeah. It pays for the box in itself. But, I mean, for how much I got it, I'm basically plussing now, right? It is sad that stuff like the Junk Warrior QCR is not really worth a lot. Because, I mean, it's Junk Warrior, but... that is also nice at the same time because anyone who wants to collect it, they can get it for a pretty affordable price, which is nice. That is part of what makes this kind of cool, is that, yes, I wish there was more QCRs, but, I mean, sure, I guess getting a Junk Warrior for, like, what, less than $30? I think it's actually, like, 20 right now, I believe. That's actually pretty cool. So at least like the collectors who are big fans of Yusei or big fans of like the Junk archetype or Synchros or whatever, hey, you can get them, the QCRs, the shiny version, and the alt arts for pretty cheap. Alright, last box. Clearly I've been rambling. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. I mean, I don't even know what to say. It's a side set. Nothing crazy. There are better reprints that could have happened. The Alter Guy stuff, so I think Multi-Faker was like, I think, a good reprint, because I think all the other Alter Guy stuff, at least at the time, like the Duelist Nexus, when the Alter Guys got Adminia, when they got the new Link, and I think they got one more other card too. But yeah, I think Multi-Faker was like technically one of the more expensive Alter Guy stuff, so I guess it's cool that it got printed here. But all the other Alter Guy stuff was also like really cheap too. That's a weird thing with Konami. There are some cards that they'll just reprint, and I don't understand why. Because they'll be so absurdly cheap that what is the point of reprinting them? Like, I think in this set... Wait, did I just pull it? Yeah, this. So, Full Armored Black Red Lancer. This was reprinted 2 years ago in Legendary Duelist, Duelist of the Deep. One of probably the worst sets of all time. Yeah, I guess it had, like, Forbidden Droplet. And it did technically have Fish Sonars, which, I mean... it is a good card, but... it was a really bad set. And they did reprint, or I guess, yeah, they did reprint the full on Black Raven Lancer. And that card was like 10 cents. I don't know why they reprinted here. I guess it's just solely because they're printing like the Armored Exceed stuff. I know there's a new Armored card in the Phantom Nightmare as well, but I don't know. I just feel like there's always room for better reprints, but I don't know why they choose these ones. Like, why the Ultra stuff when they were already cheap? Why full Armored Lancer? I guess in case someone buys a box and they can pull that, but even then, like, the idea is that, yeah, they reprint cards to go along with the other cards in the set that you can pull. So you pull the Armored Exceed Super here, and then you pull the full Armored Black Ray Lancer. But the problem is you need the rest of the cards from like other sets. Granted, they're relatively cheap, but still, they're not all in the same set. So I feel like there's not really a point in reprinting stuff like that when there's way better cards to do. Especially, I guess, if you want to sell the set more. But I guess, screw it, right? Bonfire doesn't know to sell this set. I still like this better than Valiant Smashers, but I don't know if that's really saying a lot, because Valiant Smashers is super bad. Yeah, I got some decent reprints, but realistically, it's a pretty bad set. And with the new support that we just saw, it's pretty it's even more lackluster. I know people were, well, myself included, actually, had pulled, like, Centurions, or, like, Mementos, or, like, Monica stuff, and was just kind of holding it just for value, but, I mean, at this point, like, they're not really moving in prices, right? Like, the support didn't really change anything. Centurions is still the best archetype of the three, which is kind of sad because the previous deck build pack, I think it was the Amazing Defenders. Maybe someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Amazing Defenders, and that one came out with 3 archetypes that all won like regionals, if not like YCSs, I think, and they're all like relatively good. Even the Macaco. 3 Buskings, Jesus Christ! I guess I could just. Christ, I guess they really want me to play rank 8. I don't have any of the horror stuff, but whatever. Shoot, what was I gonna say? I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, like that deck build set. I mean, Defenders came out with like actually good decks, and the supports are like really good. Well, I guess Macaco is like not as much, but still a pretty good deck. But like Rescue Ace and Pearly got like super good stuff. Another CR. Holy crap. Oh damn. I mean, CRs are good. CRs are great. I think, I don't know the ratios actually for side sets like this. I want to say it's the same as deck build packs, which if that's the case, it's 3 to 4 CRs a case. So pulling 2 CRs and 4 boxes is crazy. But, I mean, obviously the money card, again, it's still back to money. Because, you know, I love money. The big profit card is obviously CR Bonfires. I don't think the CRs look that good. I'll bring it up in just a second. Top Terror. Like, I don't think the CRs are that amazing. They look okay, but I don't think they're that great, to be honest. Even the ones that are printed in, like, the Rarity Collection, I think they're just okay in general, like the CRs. They're just not that noticeable, especially if you, like, sleeve them, right? Another Transaction 3 rollbacks, sure. But the problem is, like, something like Bonfire, right? Meta card, the CR. But the CR is like $200+. It's so absurdly expensive, and I don't know why. I guess people like to just max radiate a deck, which is fine. But I think for CRs, there's not really a point. Because even if you want max radiate your deck, like, most people... Yeah, I mean, this is my assumption. But the idea of max rarity for deck is that your opponent will see it. So, I don't know, maybe comment, oh, it looks nice, like, cool, you got a QC or Starlight or whatever, but, like, CRs are just not even noticeable, and everyone sleeves up their cards anyway, so, like, you're playing against them, you pull out, like, some CR card, like, I don't know, it's scale, like, Boombuku, right? My opponent isn't gonna go, oh, nice CR Boombuku, they're just gonna go, okay, because they're not gonna notice that it's a CR. Last pack. Thank God I'm over this. I am not getting any more boxes of this. Okay. I don't know the pack trick to this. I wasn't paying attention. So, Barrage Swordsman. I do think this is cool that they got a retrain of this. I think this has always been a cool card. I think the old DM era cards are super cool. Desynchro. And Ahsoka Pillar. Yikes. Well, I mean, that's that, I guess. I only had 4 boxes. I did get them... I, at the time, actually thought that it was kind of expensive. I was like, $66. Like, that's way too much for this. But, hey, it turns out actually a pretty good deal when the boxes are, like, almost 90, if not 90 already. But crazy good pulls. So, let me put these supers away. Oh. So, 2 Hydrants. That's actually pretty good. We've got 3 rollbacks. What is our ratio so far? So another Buzz King. I guess I'm going to take some time to organize this a little bit. The others, ultras don't really matter that much, but yeah, I guess, let's see. 3 Buzz King ultras, 3 rollbacks. Pretty good. Oh, some stuff got on there. Oh, I did in the opposite order, whatever. 1 Bonfire, 2 CRs, Infection, Buzz King, and Bumbuku. And then the Junk Warrior. QZR. I mean, overall, pretty good pulls overall, right? I mean, what is it? 66.95 a box. Bonfire's like 100. I don't know the price of the CRs. I think the Buzz King is worth a decent amount. Transaction rollbacks are like 45 if they haven't gone down already. So, I mean, I think pretty good pulls overall. I think I at least broke even, but I'll have to double check later. But that's it. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. I will be doing another opening. I'll probably upload today actually of Poly and Fates to see what my Pokemon pulls are, because surely I'll pull that Iono special illustration rare, right? That said, thank you for watching, and see you later.